You look fine in the mirror this morning, but 10 minutes later, a photo pops up that makes you hesitate before opening it. The truth is, this isn't about how you look. It's about what your brain refuses to recognize. You're standing in the bathroom with cold light on your face. One hand is still holding a towel, water slightly dripping from your hair. You tilt your head the exact same angle you've always trusted. Nothing feels wrong yet. Your expression settles into something familiar. The mirror is just confirming what your memory has already stored about you. Then later, your phone screen lights up. Someone tagged you without warning. You pause before tapping it, not fully aware of why. There's a small internal resistance you can't quite name. It's not exactly fear. It's not curiosity either. It's more like your brain is waiting for a permission it's never going to get. If you've felt that pause before, stay with it for a moment, because what happens next has nothing to do with your appearance. It begins with recognition itself breaking down. And that is where we start. You're standing under the bathroom light. You tilt your head slightly to the left. The hair looks familiar. The skin is predictable. Everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. Your brain doesn't update your identity based on accuracy, it updates through repetition. The mirror has become your default source of truth. No doubt here. You've built a self-image that only exists in controlled angles. This is me. I know this version. Familiarity feels a lot like the truth. But that truth only lives within a restricted reflection. The group photo moment starts the second someone raises their phone. You quietly take a small step back without even realizing it. Your body is reacting faster than your thoughts the moment that lens appears. Your nervous system predicts the discomfort long before your conscious mind can form a word. Avoidance has become a pre-reflective behavior, already behind it. You lose your presence in shared memories just to trade it for a temporary sense of safety. One thought flashes through your mind. I'll just take the picture. I don't need to be in it. The reaction happens before the intention. But avoidance is not the main issue here. You open a tagged photo and suddenly freeze. For a split second, the face in the image looks like a total stranger. You don't even study the photo, you reject it instantly. This is the moment new visual data fails to match the self-portrait you've stored in your mind. That mismatch triggers a deep, visceral signal of discomfort. Instant mismatch. You dismiss this external version of yourself because it doesn't feel familiar. You tell yourself, that doesn't feel like me. I don't look like that. How can a real image feel like a system error? This recognition failure is a technical glitch in your brain. But that error isn't about your appearance. In reality, the problem isn't how you look, it's how the image was created. When someone catches you mid-expression, they've stripped away your power to choose your angle and timing. That image exists without your approval. Your identity system expects a self-authored perception, a version of you that you edited yourself. But being captured by someone else completely bypasses that control loop. No control in that frame. You feel exposed without emotional consent. You tell yourself, I didn't agree to this version of me. An uncontrolled self-image always feels unstable, and that instability accumulates over time. As it turns out, your lifelong avoidance of the camera isn't about your appearance, it's about protecting the control over your own identity. You stare at the photo longer than you expected and instinctively zoom in. You're trying to correct that face in your mind, hoping to find a single trace of the person you recognize. This is when your brain starts comparing your internal identity model with a frozen snapshot of the outside world. That mismatch creates an immediate cognitive tension loop. Two selves, one moment. You emotionally reject the external validation system because it doesn't reflect what you're experiencing. You tell yourself, I don't look like how I feel inside. How can you trust an image that your own mind refuses to acknowledge? This identity conflict isn't visual, it's structural. And your brain is about to amplify that conflict the moment you step back into the social world. You keep replaying a single moment in your head, while nobody else even bothers to remember it. The second a group photo is posted, you immediately imagine every possible negative reaction from the world. You watch your own expression over and over, convinced that every tiny flaw is being scrutinized under a microscope. Attention bias makes you overestimate the intensity of the outside world's gaze. Nobody is replaying it. The attention you feel is always much heavier than the attention that actually exists. You tell yourself, they probably saw that flaw too. This fear creates an invisible pressure, forcing you to monitor yourself even more strictly in the next photo. But the deepest layer of this issue is the absence of memory. Your life keeps happening, but your face is nowhere to be found in its history. When you look at old photos, you see friends and family fully present, while you remain outside the frame. You know you were there, but you have no proof of your own existence. Memory requires visual anchors to maintain the continuity of who you are. By avoiding the lens, you are unintentionally erasing the traces of your past, missing from your own timeline. This absence becomes a hollow piece in the portrait of your life. You realize a painful truth. I was there, but I don't belong in the picture. Eventually, this absence becomes its own form of identity. Because the truth is, you are not avoiding photos. You are avoiding unstable self-recognition. Ultimately, this was never about whether you look good in photos. It was about how quickly your mind stops recognizing itself when control is removed, and how unstable that recognition feels when it's captured instead of formed. For the ones who always end up holding the camera without deciding to. And notice the pause before every photo they didn't prepare for. The truth is, you don't fear the photo. You fear the moment you don't recognize yourself fast enough. Think of the last photo you avoided. Not why you avoided it, but what exactly felt off in the very first second you saw it. If this kind of clarity matters to you, there's more to unpack here. No pressure, just stay if you want to understand it deeper over time. Remember, some versions of you only feel real in motion, not in frames.